Hello again, my DIY loving friends. I'm Sarah, and this is Medicated Housewife DIY, where crafting and mental health come together. Are you ready to turn Dollar Tree finds into high-end decor that even Santa would envy? Well, you're in luck, because today we are diving into the world of tumbling tower blocks and other low-cost items to create very elegant holiday decor. So what are we waiting for? Let's go make some DIY magic together. For this DIY, we'll be using 44 in total of those lovely brown tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. And here I have 16 blocks that I'm going to glue together into 8 groups of 2 blocks that are sandwiched one on top of another. I'm using super glue wood glue, also from Dollar Tree. I take my 8 groups of 2 blocks and make them into 4 groups of 4 blocks that are attached end to end, as you see me doing right here. Then I take my 4 groups of 4 blocks and assemble them into a rectangle shape, just like this. Next, I take 12 blocks and assemble them into 6 sets of 2 blocks, sandwiched one on top of another. I take my 6 sets of 2 blocks, and first I make 2 sets of 4 blocks glued end to end, and then I take those 2 sets of 4 and combine them with the remaining 2 sets of 2 blocks to create a smaller version of the previous rectangle. I repeat our first rectangle using 16 more blocks, sandwiched into sets of 2, then 4 sets of 4 blocks, and then finally into another larger size rectangle. So I have 2 larger rectangle shapes and 1 smaller rectangle shape. And you can pause or replay the video at any point to copy exactly what I'm doing. I've got 3 wood beads like the ones you can get at Dollar Tree, plus 3 of these small wood coins, which I will link for you below. The coins are about an inch across. Using some E6000 adhesive on the tops of the beads, I place each of the 3 beads down onto the center of each of the 3 wood coins. Then I have these 3 metal baby food jar lids from my recycling, courtesy of Stassi and Ellie Mae, who love their beef flavor baby food. I place a dollop of glue onto the center of each of the jar lids and place the wood coin and bead in the center of each lid. Then I allow them to dry. I'm using some Minwax wood filler, and I'll link it for you below, to fill in the cracks between the blocks on all 3 of my rectangles, just to make the transitions between the blocks a little smoother looking after we paint them. Once the filler dried, I sanded all those cracks until smooth and used a wet wipe to wipe away the filler dust. I wanted to get a good base coat of white on both the jar lids and all the rectangles, so I'm using this Apple Barrel matte white paint, which I'll link for you below. The jar lids were really hard to fully cover, and I ended up doing at least 3 coats of white on those, as well as the wood rectangles, to get a decent base coat. Once the white paint had dried, I grabbed this Decor Art Extreme Sheen Metallic in 24 karat. I wanted all my pieces to be a nice shiny gold, and in retrospect, I should have spray painted all my pieces to make this easier, but I didn't. So here we are. I ended up doing more coats than I could count, honestly. I could guess it was around 5 coats of the gold, but eventually I was able to fully cover all the wood rectangles and the jar lids with the beads in an opaque metallic gold color. Once the gold paint had dried, I really wasn't happy with how the lids were looking inside. So to cover up the inside walls and the edge of the lids, I decided to use this thick gold metallic cording I had in my stash. I'll link it for you below. I used some hot glue, and starting at the bottom of the inside lid wall, I started wrapping the cording around the inside of the lid from the bottom to that top edge, securing it in place with the hot glue. I did the same thing to all 3 of my jar lids, and it really helped make them look neater and more finished. I take my 3 gold rectangles, and with the first larger one sitting the long way, or the landscape way, I place the other large rectangle standing up the tall way, or the portrait way, behind it, slightly overlapping, and I use some E6000 adhesive to hold the 2 rectangles together. Then I take the third smaller rectangle and stand it up the long way behind the second rectangle, also slightly overlapping, and use some more E6000 to hold it in place. Then I allow that whole piece to dry. I take a dab of E6000 and place it on the top of each of my rectangles, just eyeballing where I want to place my jar lids to balance out the look. Then, using some hot glue on the beads under the jar lids, I add each bead with jar lid to the area where I had placed the E6000 on the top of each rectangle and hold them until the hot glue sets. The E6000 will dry later and give them some added strength and stability. And this is my gold tumbling tower block candle holder or candelabra. Still not sure how many candles are required to call something a candelabra, but nonetheless, isn't she pretty? I love the elegant gold look with a little modern twist. I think this is so beautiful for your tabletop during the holidays. I love it. For this DIY, I'm starting with this 9-inch foam cone, and you can get foam cones at Dollar Tree, but I'll link this one for you below. I also have a bunch of assorted silicone molds, some are chains or rope, some floral, some pearls, and I will try and link some of those for you below as well. I'm using plain hot glue to fill some of these molds because it dries fast and makes the molded shape kind of flexible to work with. And they are also paintable. So I'm going to make some rope, lots of different shaped and sized flowers, some leaves, and then some little half balls. And I didn't have an exact plan. I just figured I'd try and make more than what I needed so I could pick and choose what I liked. The hot glue takes like 5 minutes to harden in the molds before you can remove it. I remove all the shapes from the molds and trim off any of those little glue spider webs around the edges. I place all my molded glue shapes onto some sticky tape to hold them in place and take them outside to spray paint them with this Rustoleum paint and primer in white gloss, and then I'm going to let them dry. While my shapes are drying, I'm using this Folk Art Cafe Latte to paint the foam cone a nice opaque warm brown shade that kind of resembles gingerbread, and I think you see where we're going with this. I also painted this small metal star, the same gingerbread shade. They come in like a pack of 30, and I will link them for you below. Once all my painted glue molds are dry, I gently peel them off the packing tape and put them in little separated piles so that I can see them all and that they are all ready for me to apply. Starting at the bottom of the cone, I wrap one row of the white rope shape around the entire bottom, using more hot glue to secure it in place. And yes, you can also just use the heat from the glue gun to melt the back of the shape since it's hot glue and make it kind of self-adhesive. Either way is going to work. I wrapped one row of the rope around the top of the cone as well. Then I began placing my florals onto the cone. I started with the larger flowers, and again, no plan here. I'm just placing them as I go along. After those large pieces, I start on the smaller florals and also those few small leaves that I had made. And lastly, I add some of those half rounds, kind of like tree ornaments, just here and there, where there were some empty spaces left over. I did have some shapes that were left over that I just didn't use. I did end up with lots of the pieces of rope shapes left over, so I decided to wrap a few more rows of it on the top of the cone just to cover up that ugly painted top a little bit more. Off camera, I glued my painted metal star to a toothpick, and I'm using some white matte paint and a tiny brush. I outlined the star in white so it looks like icing around the edge. Then I stuck the toothpick through the very top of the foam cone. And this is my gingerbread themed Christmas tree, and admittedly, this type of project is not my usual jam, but I really think this tree is charming and not overly cutesy for a gingerbread theme. I think the florals scale it up a bit, and I'm really loving the warm gingerbread brown combined with the crisp bright white, but you be the judge. For this DIY, I got a pack of these hard plastic ring toys on Amazon, and I'll link them for you below. I'm going to spray paint 3 of the rings using the Rustoleum metallic bright shiny gold. I have 3 long white taper candles like the kind you can get at Dollar Tree. I've taped them at about 2 inches up from the bottom with painter's tape, and I'm pouring some 91% alcohol into a cup because we are using this Tim Holtz alcohol ink in the color metallic gold. I'm going to paint the bottoms of the 3 candles using the alcohol ink If you've never used alcohol ink before, I'll link the supplies I used below. I like using it on candles because you can burn the candles even when they are painted with the ink, but you could also paint the bottoms of these candles with regular acrylic paint if you prefer. It only takes 1 to 2 coats of the ink for full coverage, and this ink dries super quickly. I've got 3 of these tiny wood rounds that fit on the bottom of my candles. I decided to paint them with that same alcohol ink and then let them dry. I grabbed these 2 square wood planks from Dollar Tree, and on the bottom side I'm going to hold them together using 3 craft sticks, also from Dollar Tree, and some E6000 glue along with some hot glue. Once the glue dried off camera, I spray painted the planks the same gold as the plastic rings from earlier. I used some hot glue and the heat from the glue gun to soften the wax on the bottom of the candles and attach each of the 3 candles to each of the tiny painted wood rounds so they will stand up straight. Then, because I didn't love the way the bottom of the candle and wood round looked, I cut 3 small pieces of this gold cording from an earlier project, and I wrapped 1 row of cord around the bottom of each of my 3 candles, securing it in place with hot glue, which looked a lot better. Once my gold rings and wood planks were dry, I applied some E6000 to the middle of the 2 planks and I surrounded it with some hot glue. Then I attached one of my candles to the middle of that gold wood base. I attached the 2 remaining candles the exact same way, and I just eyeballed where to place them. We are working on the back of the project. I'm using some Starbond super glue gel on the bottom of one of my gold rings, and I place it in front of and centered in front of the middle candle and wait for the super glue to set. I place the other 2 gold rings in front of their respective candles and each overlapping that middle ring, as you see me doing right here, and I'm going to glue them down on the planks the exact same way as the first one. Lastly, I take another piece of that gold cording and starting in the front middle of the project, I use some hot glue to attach the cording around the entire edge of that wood plank base for a more finished look. And this is my gold ring candelabra, I guess. Again, not sure how many candles you need to call it a candelabra, but I think this candle display absolutely screams Christmas. This is perfect for a table centerpiece or a mantle. Just classic, sophisticated winter holiday decor in every possible way. Thanks for joining me on this creative journey. If you love transforming Dollar Tree treasures into holiday masterpieces, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Medicated Housewife DIYs for even more budget-friendly DIYs. Let me know in the comments which DIY was your favorite and why. You know I love hearing from all of you. Until next time, remember that together we're making the world a more beautiful place, one DIY at a time.